Okay, everybody, we're ready to go here. I'm going to hand the phone over to Coach and start off with his review from film of Georgetown, and then we'll take your questions on Gonzaga and the Maui Invite. Here he is.
Hi, guys. Sorry for the delay. We had to put the top up on the convertible, so it's a great time to be in Maui, and we're excited to be here after a pretty easy day of travel. Long, but good day, and reflection of the Georgetown game. Give Georgetown a lot of credit. They were a team that made plays. We didn't, and I think that's the one thing that is pretty evident in watching film. We missed. We obviously missed Trent. Not to make an excuse, but we didn't have time to prepare a whole lot without him. And yet I thought Io and Dre both did some really, really positive things. The game was decided on the glass. We gave up 10 offensive rebounds in the second half, something we've got to become more conscious of. And then they made a couple plays down the stretch, and we had opportunities and didn't make those, and that ultimately became the difference in the ballgame. Questions?
Hey, Brad, it's Jeremy. Trent, I'm guessing, made the trip with the team, and do you just have an update on how he's doing and whether you know if he'll be available or not?
Yeah, he's in protocol, and once you're in that process, there's no decisions. There's no. It's just a matter of how he progresses through that. He's on the trip with us. I guess the best way to list that is day by day.
Yeah. Thanks.
Hey, Brad, it's Scott. What did the team maybe learn about playing without Trent against Georgetown? Just what they could do differently.
Well, I think the one thing that and the one thing that Io and Derek have to do, there's that fine line between getting the ball in the paint, which we stress. We're actively trying to do that every possession, and we played good enough offensively. Yet those guys, I think we had 5 or 6 shots altered or blocked that led to easy baskets at the other end, and they did a great job of drawing the defense. Now they've got to spray it and get AJ good looks, and we missed opportunities where we had opportunities to make those passes. That's something we got to do better. It's something that we're both very, very good at and very capable of doing. And for whatever reason, again, give Georgetown credit because they challenged shots at the rim and made those plays.
Brad, it's the other Scott. You got a few minutes in for Adonis De La Rosa. How much can you ask of him in 3 ball games in 3 days? Can he get more minutes, significantly more minutes?
Yeah, I think that there's, that's part of the plan is continuing his growth, his conditioning through playing time. And it's when you're coming off a knee, it's not like you do extra conditioning after practice. The knee's not made to withstand that, so it's basically going to come through practice and playing time, and his conditioning gets better every single day, and his comfort will get better. He was nervous, agitated, excited, and everything else. Being out there for the first time, and that comfort will grow as he plays more, and we expect him to do that.
The only other time where you would play 3 games in 3 days is in the Big Ten tournament, and those would be against opponents that you've already seen for this year. What's the challenge of 3 games in 3 days against relatively unknown opponents?
Well, I think that's part of the fun, to be honest, is you don't know, and it's great for our staff. We had a 9-hour and 40-minute flight yesterday, and everybody's got a scout, and and a team, and you're spending that time, preparing. And our video guy Pat Schulte and his crew are digging into not just Gonzaga but the Arizona-Iowa State matchup, and then each of those guys are looking ahead a little bit to the last day. So it's fun. You get to see something and see guys from different parts of the country and different styles. And somebody's we all know they're extremely well coached, and that's something that makes that challenge a lot of fun.
Brad, Gonzaga, game one, obviously they return a lot. Just what do you see from them on film, and what are the big challenges?
Well, yeah, this is a team that's obviously ranked in the top 5, and they're ranked there for a reason. They're an elite offensive team. It starts with Perkins at the point. You got 25 assists. You've got 3 turnovers on the year. You've got a team that's averaging 100-plus points a game. They do it so easy. They do it in transition. They do a lot of the things that we like to do. They space the floor. They run really, really hard. They've got a guy at the small forward spot in Kispert who's 4 offensive rebounds a game. They're not big. But their front court guys get to the ball. They block shots. Clark is just a scary athlete in terms of his leaping ability and his shot blocking. They're one of those teams offensively that they can run 45, 50 different sets and create the matchup, create the space that they need. And then you talk about a guy in Zach Norvell who's probably as good a shooter as there is in the country. He's playing great, and another guy that gets a lot of offensive rebounds. So yeah, this isn't an overly deep team, especially without Tilly, but they're a team that is very, very, very good. And I neglected to mention Rui. Rui's 23 points a game and a ton of rebounds, and is really a hard matchup at the power forward spot.
Hey, Brad, maybe the way you were able to limit Georgetown's bigs, and especially Govan, does that give you an idea of maybe how you can attack Gonzaga's, even though they're different type players?
Yeah, it's really apples and oranges, Scott. I think the one thing that they do is, Rui is the master of the shot fake. There's a lot of resemblance to for Big Ten fans to Ethan Happ. He shot fakes. He brings the ball in transition. And I think he's made 1 3 on the year so far. But he's he just pivots. He's a war horse. He just goes and tries to get every rebound, and yet he catches the ball on the floor a lot and drives you, and he gets you off balance with shot fakes. Clark is the same way. Then when you throw the fact in that they both run like deer, extremely fast. They each get 2 or 3 baskets a game, just in transition, just because they outrun other people's bigs. So it's a different dynamic than Georgetown, but the same concept is we've got to do a good job on them and make their touches hard.
Hey, Brad, this is Joey.
Georgie was tremendous defensively in the Georgetown game on Govan. Just limited his touches, anticipated his cuts, knew their actions and sets, and his Georgie's IQ and understanding of a scouting report is exceptional for a freshman, and that play did do a big part of that.
Hey, Brad, this is Joey. With a young team, 3 games in 3 days, are you looking for something specific out of your team? What are you looking for to see how your guys react to this type of environment?
Yeah, toughness and consistency. Because we do know, as it was mentioned earlier, you've got to do this in the postseason tournament, in the Big Ten tournament. And, toughness wins, experience wins. It's about teaching guys how to hydrate, how to take care of your bodies, and get the proper sleep. And it's an incredible venue to play a tournament, and yet it's not a vacation, and it's a business trip, and understanding that that's the reason we're here, and yet it's an incredible opportunity, and let's approach it that way, and go out and do what Fighting Illini basketball is all about, and that's be an everyday guy.
Hey, Brad, this is Brett Behrens from the island. Hope you're doing well and had a safe flight. Has Georgia surprised you at all? Are those things that you talk about, those intangibles, are those things you saw in recruiting, and has this place surprised you at all, or is it about what you expected?
The first time I went to see Georgie, he had an offer within 5 minutes of the first quarter because he was playing against the McDonald's All-American, and you don't see that everybody gets involved in stars and running and jumping, and that's the easy stuff. But I fell in love with that kid the first time I saw him because of his IQ and his feel and his basketball IQ. His ability to understand to jump to the ball and anticipate. And that was very evident. I didn't care who was recruiting him, where he was at, what star system somebody gave him or number. That kid's got the other part of it, which is a mental component that allows him to be great. So that he hasn't surprised me because he spends a lot of time on it as well.
Hey, Brad, you mentioned after the Evansville game that your team scored 45 points in under 7 seconds. What was that number for Georgetown?
27. And that's good. I'll take that every night against high-level competition, and then we did a good job. We